Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into a really interesting set of personal notes you shared with us. It's a Google Keep doc called Hey Champion.
That's right. And it's basically like a practical guide almost for personal transformation.
Right.
It outlines this whole framework, looking at, mindset, setting goals that actually mean something, dealing with challenges, and building solid habits.
So our mission today is to sort of unpack these notes, pull out the key insights, and see how these ideas about changing your inner world, how they're meant to create real results for you.
Exactly. Let's dive in.
Okay, so right off the bat, it hits you with this core metaphor. Your mind is like a garden.
A garden, yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
And it really hammers home the point that whatever you plant there, consciously, that's what grows.
Right.
So if you let those negative thoughts, the limiting beliefs, it calls them, weeds, take hold, you'll end up cultivating, fear, doubt, putting things off, that kind of stuff.
But if you actively plant the good stuff, the empowering thoughts,
Then you get courage, discipline, momentum. It's about actively choosing what grows in that garden.
which leads directly to what the document calls your personal command center, your self-talk.
And it highlights this quote. It says this from Tony Robbins: "The words you attach to your experience become your experience."
That sounds pretty profound.
Well, and in this document, it's treated as like the fundamental operating principle. Your inner voice isn't just background noise, it's actively shaping your reality.
So it's not just passively happening to you?
No, not at all. And then it gives you actual strategies, like concrete things to do to upgrade that dialogue.
Okay, so more than just think positive, it talks about positive affirmations.
Yes, and specific ones too, like "I am relentless, I do what it takes,"
Yeah.
or "Every challenge makes me stronger, I create breakthroughs daily," things like that.
Okay.
But the crucial part, according to these notes, isn't just saying the words, it's how you say them.
How so?
With motion, with certainty, and this is interesting using your physiology, like stand tall, breathe deeply, really feel it.
So engaging the body as well. The
Body
mind-body connection.
Exactly. The document really emphasizes that. It's about embodying the belief, not just, reciting a line.
Got it.
And it also tackles the negative stuff that pops up, like that voice saying, "I'm not good enough."
Yeah, we all hear that sometimes. What's the strategy there?
Active reframing, that's the term it uses.
Reframing.
Yeah, so you take that thought, "I'm not good enough," and you consciously reframe it. Maybe see it as an opportunity to grow, or remember a time you failed forward, as it puts it.
Fail forward. I like that. Turning a setback into a lesson.
Precisely. It's about shifting your perspective on the spot. Find the possibility in the problem.
Yeah.
And this connects to another key line in the notes. What's wrong is always available, but so is what's right.
Implying the choice is yours.
Completely. It puts the responsibility squarely on you, the listener, to choose where you put your focus.
So the whole argument here is that getting a handle on this internal conversation, the self-talk, it's foundational. It shapes your daily life and what you even believe is possible for yourself.
It absolutely sets the stage. And once that foundation is addressed, the notes logically flow into the next big piece.
Right.
Setting goals.
Right. And it's specific here too, not just any goals, but powerful goals, all caps, that ignite your soul. It contrasts these with soft goals.
Yeah, it wants goals with teeth, basically. It brings up the SMART acronym: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound, which, many people know.
Sure, it's pretty standard.
But it adds some important nuance within that framework.
Like what?
Well, specific means really know exactly what you want. Measurables is about tracking progress. Achievable is framed as stretch, don't strangle yourself.
Okay, a realistic stretch.
Yeah, and realistic is linked to building momentum first, maybe before aiming for the moonshot. And time-bound, naturally, adds urgency with the deadline.
So it uses SMART, but it emphasizes how to apply it effectively.
Yes, but then it says, even with all that structure, there's something more important.
Oh, what's that?
The notes are really clear. The absolute most critical thing is that your goals must be emotionally charged.
Emotionally charged, so connected to feeling.
Deeply. That's presented as the real engine, the thing that actually drives you.
And how do you find that charge, does it say?
It's just asking yourself two key questions. Why must I achieve this? Like, what's the deep down necessity?
Okay, a must.
And the second one, who will I become in the process?
Focusing on the journey and the growth, not just the finish line.
Exactly. It shifts the focus. According to this document, that emotional why isn't just a nice-to-have motivation, it's your actual sustainable fuel.
Makes sense. It makes the goal more compelling, something you're pulled towards.
Pulled towards even when inevitably you hit roadblocks.
And the document definitely anticipates those roadblocks. It's realistic about facing fear, doubt, just getting tired.
Oh yeah, it acknowledges that stuff is part of the game. And it offers a core principle for dealing with it. Your state creates your story.
Your state creates your story. What does that mean exactly?
The idea is that your immediate emotional and physical state, how you're feeling and carrying yourself right now, dramatically affects how you see and react to challenges.
So if you're feeling down, the challenge seems bigger.
Pretty much.
But
the flip side is if you can change your state, you can change the whole narrative, change everything.
Okay, so how do you change your state? Is it just thinking differently again?
No, this is more physical, more immediate. The document gives really practical, kind of in-the-moment tactics.
Like what?
One big one is using motion to create emotion.
Motion creates emotion.
Yeah, the notes literally say things like jump, shout, breathe with intensity.
Physical actions to shift your energy.
Exactly. Use your body to break out of a negative mental pattern and basically generate a more positive, energetic state.
Interesting. What else?
It talks about incantations.
Incantations. Sounds a bit mystical.
Well, it clarifies. They're like affirmations, but spoken with total conviction. The specific goal is to, and this is a direct quote, flood your nervous system with belief.
Wow. So it's about intensity and belief, turning a thought into almost a command.
That's the idea. Really driving it home on a physiological level.
Okay.
And then there's visualization, a daily practice of really vividly seeing yourself succeeding, like feeling the win before it happens.
Pre-playing the success in your mind.
Yeah, the document suggests this kind of pre-frames your mind for victory, makes success feel more inevitable.
So these are all tools, motion, incantations, visualization, practical ways you can actively shift how you feel and tackle difficulties.
Right, leveraging that mind-body connection again and your focus.
Which kind of leads into the final big pillar of this framework, doesn't it? The part about consistency.
It does because, feeling motivated or shifting your state in a moment is one thing, but long-term change needs something more stable.
And the document makes a really sharp point here. Motivation comes and goes, but rituals stick around.
Yeah, that's a key distinction it makes. Motivation is fleeting. Rituals are lasting.
It even says, champions don't wait to feel ready. They have routines that create readiness.
So this whole approach relies heavily on consistent action, driven by routine, not just waiting for inspiration to strike.
So what kind of routines does it suggest? It mentions daily success rituals.
Yes, it outlines a specific morning power hour.
Okay, an hour in the morning. How's it broken down?
Into 3 20-minute chunks. First 20 minutes, movement, get the body going.
Okay.
Next 20 minutes, focus on gratitude and visualization, kind of priming the mind.
Gratitude and seeing success. Got it.
And the final 20 minutes, dedicated to learning, reading, listening to something useful, actively growing your knowledge.
So movement, mindset, learning, a structured start to the day.
Pretty much a proactive way to set yourself up. Then there's journaling.
Journaling for what purpose specifically?
The notes say its purpose is to reflect on wins, track your progress on goals, and practice gratitude again. Basically, keeping your mind consciously focused on growth and positivity, not just dwelling on problems.
Makes sense. Keeping track, staying focused.
And the last ritual element it mentions is environment, specifically the people around you.
Ah, the company you keep.
Exactly. It emphasizes how much impact your social circle has, and it uses the phrase, proximity is power.
Proximity is power. Surround yourself with people who lift you up.
That's the gist. People who elevate you, challenge you, support your growth.
So these rituals, the morning hour, journaling, managing your environment, they're presented as the engines for the long haul.
That's how the document frames it. They build the consistent habits that make the transformation stick, giving you something solid to fall back on, even when motivation dips.
Okay, so let's try and tie this all together. This Hey Champion document, it seems to build this whole system. It starts deep inside with managing your self-talk.
Yeah, seeing that as the control center.
Then it moves outward to setting goals, but goals with real emotional pull, not just checklist items.
Goals that mean something to you.
And then it gives you these tools, these state changers, for when you inevitably hit those tough spots, the fear or doubt.
Practical ways to shift your energy and perspective right in the moment.
And finally, it anchors everything in consistency, in building powerful daily rituals that create momentum over time.
Exactly. It's a pretty holistic system, really connecting the inner game, your thoughts, your state, with the outer game, your goals, your actions, and it's all held together by those consistent habits.
And it wraps up with a really quite an empowering final message, doesn't it? It basically says, forget the past, forget the fears.
Yeah, it states very clearly, you are not your past, you are not your fears, you are not your limitations.
So wiping the slate clean in a way.
And then declaring with real conviction, you are the creator of your future.
That puts the power right back in your hands.
Absolutely. And the call to action in the notes is super direct because of that. It's basically raise your standards for yourself. Actively condition your mind with these empowering beliefs using the self-talk, the incantations.
And build the ritual.
And build the rituals. Make them non-negotiable.
And it circles right back to that core idea near the end, reinforcing why all this matters.
It does. It repeats that statement that really underpins the whole philosophy.
Yeah.
The quality of your life is the quality of your self-talk.
So it all comes back to that internal dialogue, a full circle.
Suggesting that, creating the life you want really does start from the inside out, consciously.
And it leaves you, the listener, with this final, very action-oriented thought. A challenge, really.
Yeah, an invitation maybe for you to take these ideas and actually do something with them.
Now go out there and live with passion.